Okay then, we'll start this little tour of the old neighbourhood on Jubilee Strait. So this was if you want to think of an equivalent, think Bonneville Salt Flats. This is where we all set our personal land speed records as we were growing up and going through the ranks of getting bikes, or usually borrowing a friend's bike. Nice and straight, there's no turn-ins, and there was a lot less traffic around when I was young, which was, remember, 1860, 1865, something like that. It was really awesome carts, if anything. We used to go around the roundabout and then just belt it the other way, and yeah, see if you could break the ton, which I have to say I never managed when I was younger. I'm not saying if I've managed it, you know. It's Diadem Grove, just a really small little bit of essentially dual carriageway leading to another roundabout. It's very exciting. We'll take a left here onto Staveley Road. Most of this hasn't changed at all since I was a child. Let's do a right onto Nesta. Number 1 Nesta Grove there. I lived there at one point. We'll go down here on the right in this big gap. There used to be a church. Well, he says that, and patently it is still a church. No, it was a different church. It was a bigger church. It felt bigger, maybe because I was smaller. And I lived at that little block of houses there, just looking onto that field. It's very nice. And it would have been super convenient when I went to senior school, which is here, or was here again. This has now been knocked down, and it's now a new school, but it's still got the same thing. The old building was like 1950s. It was all that blue metal and square windows and horrible. This is actually quite nice. I've got a feeling I've been in it, but I can't remember why. So we're just coming up now on our left as everything opens up. Is there what used to be the legendary drink halls? A little paper shop cum sweet shop that was quite happy to sell children separate cigarettes for 10 pence. No ages was asked, no ID needed. You got separate? Yeah. Road over to the right, Thanet Road, that would lead up to my original infants and junior school, but I'm not going to go up there today. We'll hang a left here into Caledon Close. Spent many an evening around Caledon Close with my pals. Oh yeah, didn't want to say thanks around. It's fine. Yeah, I've got about 3 friends who lived down here at one point. One of them moved away selfishly. Say that, I moved away too. So I'm selfish. Apart from the cars, and I don't mean being new, I mean apart from the number of them, it's just not changed at all. Two entrances in and out of Caledon on the roads, just in case you need to make a quick getaway. I think I'm going to go right now when we'll have a little visit to Greenwich Avenue shops. It's so exciting. So I'm trying out just a different way I'm setting up the cameras on this one, obviously because I'm narrating. I've got the main head camera being the main one, and the fixed camera on the bars as the in picture. It made more sense to do it this way, especially as I'm like looking at stuff. But I do prefer having the fixed camera as the main viewport. I think I don't know why. I just like it more. For some reason, and you'll laugh at this. No, you won't, because you don't care. But both of these cameras are exactly the same, right? They're identical. And the settings on each of those cameras are identical. and yet one of them is really, really bright, and the other one is alright. Maybe it's just because it's bigger, I don't know. Maybe they're exactly the same. Right, so we'll leave Bilton Grange, or New Bilton Grange as it's officially called, and we're going to go, I think, Salthouse Road, which is where I moved to after I left Nesta Growth. So how I used to walk home this way after school, because I never had any money for a bus fare, so just I wasn't really in a hurry to get home. You walk up here with your friends, practice breakdancing moves, just talk shit. Salthouse Bridge, which we used to hang off the other side of the railings from the bottom for no reason at all. And there's not many times you get to say this, but to the left there, well, I can remember when all that was fields. And to the right. There used to be Salthouse Junior School. It's now a college, Wilberforce. Right, we're going to hang a left here. Oh. Beep beep. And we're going to have a little wander down Perryville. Now, I'm not quite sure of the layout of this now, because it's all been rebuilt since I lived here. I'll probably get stuck at the bottom and turn into a wicker man or something, I'm not sure. Just there in that little plot, I suppose, is where my old house was, where I lived with my mum and my brother. My auntie lived at the bottom of the street. And it's Wickerman territory, so let's do a quick turn in the road. Don't put your feet down, don't put your feet down, don't put your feet down. Yeah. Like a boss. Muswell Court Flats. Sometimes the lift would get stuck and a fire engine would turn up, that was exciting. Sometimes people would lose their mind and start throwing things out of the top windows. I say sometimes, it happened once, but we'll never forget it. Right, so we'll pull out onto Mitcham Road, which was generally my route when I was heading west to see my friends who lived on the other side of the city. Wasn't all the speed bumps back then, because people didn't care about people back then. Very sharp little left-hander coming up, which if you're stupid enough or brave enough, you can get your knee down on. You can't now though, because speed bumps. So back when I lived down here, all of these houses was obviously different. It was a different estate, and none of them kind of faced onto the main road. So there was not many prying eyes could see you. And if I remember rightly, there weren't any streetlights. So on your way home, this was your last opportunity to give us a berries kind of thing. And I used to do that very frequently. In fact, I maybe overstayed my welcome in that regard, because one time when I came around this corner at the bottom off the main road, just around here there was a little driveway in with some garages, and two traffic cops stepped out in front of me and stopped me. I'm like, was you waiting for me? Checked over my bike, make sure everything was legal, which obviously it was. I can't remember if they told me off or anything, because I don't think I did anything wrong. And then I was on my way. But it did put an end to my little last minute messes. I've often wondered how long they waited for me, if there was waiting for me. It was weird that they was hanging about in a garage. Oh, unless there was something else. No. Up here on the right, forward hand. Beers in there over the years. Is that bike again? He's gone for a bevy. Oh, you shouldn't drink and bike. You've got to let us sing a little bit. This, like most roads in Hull, used to be a dual carriageway. But now it's a single carriageway and a cycle lane. But as you can see, the cycle lane is really, really overpopulated. So, you know, I'm surprised it can all fit on. Apollo. A good pub. Not my pub though. And then back onto Tube Street. So about now you've been tucking in, arms in, ass in the air, head behind the little bikini fairing. You can understand why though, I mean look at it, it's perfect. Directly ahead, Swiss Cottage, or what it was Swiss Cottage pub, that was my first local. And I was 16. There's nothing nicer than walking into the lounge and the barmaid saying, the usual. Yeah, the usual please, yeah. 16 years of age. I mean, I didn't look 16. I looked 17. So just here to the right, there was just houses and lots of privets, you know, bushes, and we called it the Grand National. And the idea was you started at one end and you ran through everyone until you got to the other side, or died in the process. And you know, I'm laughing about it now. It was a terrible thing to do because people took, you know, a lot of care about the bushes. That didn't sound right. People took a lot of care about the privets. I'm sure that sounded any better. And it was, you know, it was a horrible thing to do, but we didn't have PlayStations. Obviously now you can do that in Grand Theft Auto, run through bushes. No, you can't, because they're made of concrete. I'm all for speed bumps. For slowing traffic down, it's better, you know, than people whizzing about everywhere at 30 in built-up areas. But you've just got to get them right on a bike, because if you just a surprise one gets you, you're squashing your nads. Look at the shops just underneath that archway there is where we used to practice our breakdancing when it was raining. Because nobody wants to be doing a windmill in the wet. Oh! Yeah, that sort of thing. Concentrating. Traffic lights after a roundabout. It makes no sense whatsoever. Wait, face fit testers. What do you do again? Oh, I know. Do you know when somebody's at work and you go, have you seen out of Trevor recently? And they go, oh no, he's been sacked. Why? His face didn't fit. Really? His face didn't fit? Yeah, he got tested. Oh. I still really like Trevor. Careful, I'm testing you. Used to be a guy who lived in the house over to the right there, just there, Jubilee Garage, down there, whose name was Mad Max. He hadn't been in the film, he was just a madman. And he had a propensity for chasing children, which, if you're a child, he's like red back to a bull. Yeah, some good chases on Long Hill actually. Really high quality chases. Something that'll last all night. Something you'd get bored of it. You'd get like, I'm bored of this chase now. Can we just all just call it quits, because, you know, I've got homework to do. Sometimes you get really, really serious, don't somebody get in a car. Oh, now we'll be getting chased by a car. Alright, I think we're going to hang a right onto Ark Royal. Let's have a little poodle around Fleet Estate. I always like Fleet Estate because I like ships. They're all named after ships. So I think. Well, Ark Royal is, isn't it? No argument there. Nice houses, good friends on here. Always had nice clothes. And none of it's changed to the left, but to the right. Jeebus. This was once just a flat field, well, a bumpy field, cow field we called it. Just we had motorbikes on it. Now it's like an arboretum. We'll be going in there in the dark. Not that it's a bad area, just don't like going in the dark. Oh, I'm buzzing round here on my mate Gav's KX125 crosser. Just full bore. Bah, bah, bah. I don't even think we had helmets. I think Gav had a BMX helmet, I think. Does that count? Probably not. We're 15. Oh, it's even worse than that. He had a 250 LC at one point, and we used to ride that round here. We were 15 years of age. Different times. No, it was still. We would have still got absolutely hammered. Nobody would have turned a blind eye. But we only did it a couple of times. Yeah. It's the end of Ark Royal. Back onto main road. If I can ever get out onto the road. If I look left and right enough, maybe I'll get a gap. Here's a gap. Well, that's pretty much a little look around my old neighbourhood for the simple reason I wanted to test the camera gear. I wanted to test the mic, I wanted to test what the audio was going to be like, and you know, so it's just there because if this works and it looks okay and sounds okay and people like it, then I might do more content like this and do narration as well, because I don't mind doing it. I also won't mind doing some reviews. I've mentioned that in the text on one of my other videos, but now I'm speaking. Do a review of some of my friends' bikes, I think that might be interesting too. But yeah, I'm going to call it a day here, and I'm going to say it, I never thought I'd say it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, because I'd like to grow the channel, and if people like it, I'll do more, and if people don't like it, I'll probably still do more, to be fair, because it's just as much fun for me as it is for anybody else. Alright, take care, and maybe I'll see you again.